The Joe Rogan Experience.
So, like I said, we carried on with the conversation, had a good time. Nobody got hurt. Everybody laughed. And I thanked them, shook their hands, and they told me to keep in touch. I'm thinking, keep in touch.
You guys are homies now.
Yeah. But I did, I'd call him and say, hey, man, I'm playing in your county. Come out and see me.
How long did you guys talk that day?
Oh, maybe, I don't know, 2.5 hours, something like that.
At the end, after the ice, did everything sort of loosen up?
Oh, yeah.
So the laughter, and then did the conversation loosen then?
The conversation loosened then. It wasn't like, we all hugged each other. But
did you offer any counter to the things he was saying, like the Charles Murray stuff?
Absolutely.
Yeah. How did he respond to that?
He said, "Well, I don't know about that. I know, that these guys are doctors and and so he looks to authority,
of course.
But of course, if you find authority in the other direction, well, something's wrong with them, So you take a narrative, that fits your narrative. So, like for
confirmation bias.
Yeah. So, for example, he did bring up that the Bible preaches racial separation. And I gave him the Bible. I said, show me where. So I forgot now the exact chapter and verse, but I think it's in Leviticus. And I'm going to paraphrase. He pointed to this verse, and I read it, and it said something to the effect of, a lamb should not lay with a wolf. I said, well...
If it wants to live.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that have to do with people?
Yeah. So I said,
that's so stupid.
What does that mean, Mr. Kelly? He says, well, it means that two different species should not lay together. I said, hold on. I said, blacks and whites are not two different species. We are the same species, two different colors. Oh, no. We're different species. So, he takes what he wants and twists it to fit the narrative. Okay, so he, like I said, I thanked him. I began calling him. He'd come to my gigs. He'd bring the Nighthawk. I'd invite him down to my house. He came down to my house with the Nighthawk.
Wow.
Nighthawk would sit on my couch next to him. Sometimes Nighthawk would get bored, right? And pull out his gun and twirl it on his finger.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm serious.
Oh.
And but
what the fuck?
I felt very comfortable with them, after time. And so then at that point I would begin inviting over some of my black friends, some of my Jewish friends, some of my other white friends.
Did you let them know in advance?
Sometimes.
Sometimes not?
Sometimes not, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What did they say when they come over and they see a grand wizard and a Nighthawk? Or a dragon? Is he a dragon or a wizard?
He was still a dragon at that point. Okay. And sometimes they'd freak out. And my band, oh my God, my band. I have a band van, so they all show up at my house, get in the van, we all ride to the gig together, especially if it's far away. And sometimes I want to stop at some Klan rally on my way to a gig. And so my guys say, Daryl, I'll tell you what, I'll just meet you there. I'm not going to ride with you.
Jesus Christ. So this became a full-time project for you.
It did.
How quickly did it escalate? So it went from this, you obviously had you were compelled, almost obsessed, to meet this guy and get to the bottom of this thing that had been bothering you since you were 10 years old.
And because my relationship with him was really growing, it was turning into a friendship. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I genuinely liked this guy. And I could see him beginning to like me a lot. I did not like his ideology, but I saw the humanity in him.
Yeah.
And he was seeing the same thing in me. We both want the same things, all right? And I began interviewing a lot of other Klan people from different areas, up north, down south, Midwest, etc. Some would talk to me, some would not talk to me, some wanted to fight me. I ran the whole gamut, and I put it all in my book. Now, I would see him for like 2 years. He'd come down to my house, or we'd go out and have lunch or dinner together.
Wow.
Yeah, and but during those 2 years, and by the end of the 2 years, he was coming to my house by himself. He trusted me that much. No Nighthawk. You just drive on down, right? And By the end of 2 years, he had not invited me to his house. You know, after 2 years, he got promoted from a Grand Dragon state leader to Imperial Wizard, national leader. At that point, he began inviting me to his house.
Wow.
Because now he was the man in charge, right? So I go to his house. I would see his Klan den where he'd have his Klan meetings.
They have a den at the house?
Well, yeah, they call it a den. You know, it's a room. You know, it's all set up with a Klan altar and chairs.
What's a Klan altar look like?
It's a table that has a Klan flag across it. It has that big red circle with the white cross and blood drop. Then they have candles, things like that, and a cross. And the cross has either candles on it, so it's like a flame, or light bulbs. So anyway, and a sword laying across the table. I take pictures, take some notes, and then he began inviting me to Klan rallies.
Oh.
Yeah. And so I go to these Klan rallies, and they'd have this big wooden cross. The wooden cross is wrapped in burlap. The burlap has been soaked in what they call Klan cologne, which is actually diesel fuel, all right, or kerosene. And the Klansmen and Klanswomen are all in their robes and hoods, and they have these torches. And the torches are lit, and they walk in a big wide circle around this cross, which is in the center. And then either the Imperial Wizard or the Grand Dragon will shout, you know, "Klansmen, halt!" And they'll all stop in place. Klansmen face the cross, and they'll all turn in and face the inner circle. And then he'll say, "For my God," and they all repeat, "For my God," and bow. "For my race, for my race. For my country, for my country. For my clan, for my clan. White power, white power." Klansmen approach the cross, and they all close in, and now they're all right there at the base of the cross. Klansmen light the cross, and they drop their torches at the foot of the cross, and whoosh, this thing is aflame. And they stand there and admire this burning cross, and then they give some speeches from the podium, and then they have hot dogs and hamburgers, and the rally is over, you know? And I'm sitting there watching this. I'm taking pictures, taking notes.
How weird did it feel to be there watching all this?
It definitely felt different. But, you know, I knew what to expect pretty much, because, you know, I'd read all these books.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, I know that's what they do at Klan rallies. They burn crosses. Now, let me explain something to you that I learned. There are two occasions upon which they set the cross aflame, as they put it. They have a cross burning and a cross lighting. The difference being, a cross burning is when they take a 5 or 10 foot cross wrapped in that burlap soaked in kerosene and put it in your lawn because you're an interracial couple, you're gay, you're Jewish in a white neighborhood, whatever the deal is. That is meant as intimidation. It's a warning. We know who you are. Cease and desist. Move out. If you don't, next time we come, we mean business. In other words, they're going to bomb your house or something. Okay, when they do that, that's called a cross burning. All right, a cross lighting is when they do a 30 or 20 or 30 foot cross at a ceremony, and they parade around it and give a lecture. That's called a cross lighting.
And that's what you went to?
I went to the cross lighting.
How often do they do those things?
As often as they want.
And
several times a year.
What do they talk about, like when they have meetings?
The future of the white race, you know, and what they want, you know, and what the Constitution guarantees them. You know, this is a white man's land. This land was built by white people. The Constitution was signed by white men. This is their country. You know, immigration, whatever the issues are that. The browning of America is a big topic, or white genocide, same thing. And when they say white genocide, they mean their race is getting smaller through miscegenation. So you know these are the topics that they cover. It's pretty interesting.